Welcome to Season 3 of FitPro Sessions, your bi-weekly essential nutrient to progress as a FitPro. Today's vitamin PC is: most people fail in life because they major in minor things.
Hi, I'm Neil Bergman.
And I'm Hayley Bergman. Over the last 10 years, we've helped thousands of fitness professionals to get qualified, learn with simplicity, and coach clients with confidence.
We're the first to say that learning and being a FitPro doesn't have to be hard work, and that with the right structure, support and resources, you can become a confident and knowledgeable fitness professional that is dedicated to more.
So how do you learn, qualify and kickstart as a FitPro? This is the FitPro Sessions podcast with Parallel Coaching.
So today's quote is from Tony Robbins, and we were incredibly lucky to be coached by Tony Robbins on a number of occasions over the last 7 years.
Face to face, and it's been
Face
amazing.
to face. And his quote, or this quote, has really stuck with us.
You know what? Actually, before you even go any
go for
further,
it.
I could have every single quote we do in this season
From
be
Tony Robbins completely.
quite happily. So we've managed to not have them all as Tony Robbins.
Out of the
but
10
this
episodes
one-
planned for season 3, I think it's going to last longer. There's a couple from Tony Robbins. Now, what I love about this, it's about, do you major in minor things? Now, what does he mean by that, Hayley?
For me,
Or what does it mean for you?
For me, it means that we're focusing so heavily on the things that don't matter, the minor things. So minor means something small, major means something big.
So, unimportant things.
Yeah, so we're focusing our mind and getting ourselves all anxious and stirred up over stuff that doesn't necessarily matter, or that doesn't have a big ripple effect, or that doesn't have a big impact in our world.
It feels maybe important in the moment, and it maybe we need to take action on it, but at the same point, it's actually quite unimportant. And I really liked your comment there. It doesn't have a major ripple effect. So you might have to do a certain task, and if you were to drop this task into a pond,
Like a stone.
it might just have one ripple. Okay, whereas if we major in major things, okay,
It creates a tsunami.
It creates a tsunami in a really positive way, but it creates dozens and dozens of ripples that have a knock-on effect. Whereas
Exactly.
major in minor things, you drop that minor thing in, but we perceive to be major.
And
However,
it
barely creates a ripple. But it justifies our habits, our behavior, and our actions in that very moment. Does that make sense? So
Yes.
we are majoring in minor things.
Exactly. And on this quote, he actually starts it by saying most people fail in life because they major in minor things.
Oh,
So it's not just, obviously it's life wide. It's not just
Yeah.
rear vision related or business
Completely.
related. It's not just one thing, but he's talking about that ability to fail at life in terms of purpose. So I also love that application and saying, well, if I turned it on its head and looked at this positively, I could be really successful in life if I only major in major things.
yes.
And not worry about those little things.
Completely.
So I like that, turning it on its head.
And when we first met, well, the second time we met Tony Robbins was at his business mastery event, and he posed this question. And actually, he caught Hayley's eye out of about 700 people,
It was funny.
and did some coaching with Hayley. And I was there next to her, and he asked me a couple of questions, but the focus was on Hayley. And when this question was posed about majoring in minor things, it was really evident for us, certainly in the early stages of building parallel coaching. Bearing in mind, we'd been self-employed and business owners for a few years at this point. We were like, we know our stuff. We were, we thought we were really good at it, but we were majoring in minor things. We were focusing on things day to day that didn't have a major ripple effect. Yet in our heads, our perception was this was the place to focus on.
Yes.
And the moment we became aware of some of the daily habits or daily things we were doing, the actions we were doing, what we thought were major, but were actually minors, and we, like Hayley said, flipped that on its head, suddenly a lot changed.
Yeah, we could just focus on the... So I remember, I'm going to come back to it. I remember us focusing on, we had to have our business cards printed, and we had to have obviously insurance is important, but we spent ages fussing around trying to make sure we had all these tiny little things that didn't have much.
Do you know one of the things that I see a lot of fit pros focus on, and maybe this is a major and minor thing, is their Facebook cover photo.
Yes.
Okay, of what size it should be.
It's a minor thing.
It's a
right?
minor thing. Even though Canva has the template for you, what it should look like, your branding, your colors, and getting it right. Does it work on mobile? Does it work on different types of mobile? Does it work on my iPad? What does it look like? Should it be a video? And in the grand scheme of things, like, no one really cares and no one really sees it. You know, I put a Facebook cover up photo up. I change it every Wednesday, okay, because it's in line with a weekly strategy of what I want parallel to focus on. Okay, so if you didn't know that, go and check it out. But only the last one I put up only had 21 views. The amount of people that actually see the cover photo is quite small.
Yeah.
Yet I could see that as a major thing.
But you don't need to spend hours creating this perfect
Well,
thing.
I don't. I spend maybe, I'm going to be honest, 2 or 3 minutes every Wednesday.
So just a little bit.
And there's a theme. And actually, I pull back previous cover photos depending on what week of the month we are in.
Nice.
Okay, so there's a theme. But the point here is I have and comfortably spent many hours trying to get this right. And in the grand scheme of things, I'm majoring in minor things.
Nice.
Okay. In season 2, we talked about common questions. So season 2, episode 2 was common questions. A common question is what insurance company should I go with? Now, that's incredibly important. 100% you need to be insured. But in the grand scheme of things, that's a minor thing.
And from a fitness business point of view, probably the most major question you should be focusing on is, how do I go and get my clients?
Yeah, how do I get found? How do I get clients? How do I convert those
And
clients?
serve them.
And serve them, as opposed to thinking about the really end product of like just a quick phone call to FitPro insurance company or Insure for Sport, a quick email
done.
saying, cool, I need insurance, and it's a 5-minute conversation. Wham, bam, walla, bing, bang.
Don't need to think about it anymore.
But are we majoring in minor things? That's the question. Like inside your revision, let's have some examples from that.
So revision, you might be focusing on some finite detail that you don't need to worry about. This also might be a case of literally going down the rabbit hole on something, searching online and then finding out you're learning it to doctorate level of origins and insertions and attachment points and really finite detail, and actually you only need to know it at level 2 and 3, so you end up time consuming on the little things, tiny detail that you don't need at a higher level than you need, when actually there's more that you need to learn. Like you're just trying to master one thing rather than...
And if you've hit the topic, I think, the nail on the head, because it is about muscles and origins and insertions. And yeah, at level 2, you need to know the basic details of 26 muscles, and at level 3, you need to know 50. Now, in the grand scheme of things, I'm going to say majority of training providers, their exams have between 40 and 50 questions.
Yes.
So let's take 40 questions as an average, okay? You've got to get 28 to pass.
Yeah.
Now, out of your 40 questions, there's 8 modules, which means, I'm going to be very quick maths, there's going to be roughly 6 questions. Is that correct? No, 5 questions.
Between 3 and 8 per module,
but
usually.
if it was on averages, it would be 5
Yes.
questions. So you could afford never to learn anything to do with origins and insertions, and it could be out of 35. But you could get 35 out of 35 and go and still pass.
Because you've also learned everything else.
Because you've learned everything else.
So the major part of it to focus on is your overall knowledge.
Exactly. I'm not saying
don't
because it's
don't
crucial
avoid
as a
it.
fit pro. That's not what I'm saying. But if you focus all of your time, energy and effort on majoring in minor things, maybe all of your focus is towards origins and insertions, getting really anxious and overwhelmed and wound up with your studies there, and not focusing on, say, the endocrine system or the skeletal system or muscles in action or the energy systems, and you could be losing marks elsewhere. So it's about seeing the bigger, what's the major thing here? The major thing is to have a broad level of knowledge within my anatomy and physiology to be able to pass the majority of all questions.
The other thing I love about this quote is, aside from revision, because I know, like, we know that, but aside from revision, is how it relates to people in their day-to-day talk. So as you're talking generally to your neighbour, to your family, what are you focusing on in that conversation? Are you majoring in the minor parts of like, oh, what will this person say? Or I'm worried about that, or this happened, instead of focusing on the major things. And I think it's a really nice place to start when you're starting to rearrange how you're thinking about things and what you're focusing on.
So if you took
start
that to,
thinking about a
for
conversation.
example, a FitPro that is just starting out, or you want to go more online and become more sociable, more social media, you're majoring in minor things such as, well, what will this person make of me on this video? What will people say about this content? And so we focus on the minor things, okay, as opposed to majoring the major things of going, well, I'm going to put this video up. It's going to maybe expose me a little bit more. I'm going to feel quite vulnerable here. I'm going to position myself as the expert, regardless of being new. And I'm going to have the big ripple effect because I'm here to serve as many people as possible.
Yes.
I'm here to develop myself as a business, and I'm here to get incredible transformations in future clients and my current clients. But I'm also here to build a business that pays me, that brings money into my household and serves me and my family. And I'm going to focus on that major ripple effect. There's the ripple effect. Okay, because it affects so many people. Whereas if I major in minor things, such as what will this person think of me? What will they say? I don't want any bad feedback. Or what will they say about the gap in my tooth, or the fact that we both wear glasses, or whatever. It's like, I'll be really honest, I'm going to major in major things. I'm not bothered about that.
Not bothered.
Okay, zero F's given.
Instead, we can focus on the result you want to get from the person that's watching it, not about what they might think.
And the moment you focus on majoring in major things, how many major ripples can I have from this major focus? As opposed to majoring minor things and thinking, contraction, I'm only going to get one ripple here. And
I love that ripple effect. It's really left me thinking about the size of the stone you drop in.
Yeah.
And the force, I suppose,
Completely.
of that. But yeah, that little tiny minor,
so
I love that.
The question is, right now, is where in your world are you majoring in minor things?
That is the question.
And where in your world right now could you flip that on its head and major in major things?
Which will lead to success in your life, in your fitness business, in your revision.
In all areas, whatever area you want to send the major ripple effect to. So it could literally be in any area of life.
Any area.
And you have the decision, the choice, and I think that's the lovely part about this, of majoring in major things, or you have a choice to major in minor things. But who would you need to become, and what would you need to do right now, today, this week, in order to flip it on its head and start majoring in major things? As today's question.
Yes, even if you just pick one thing and think about where you can major in major things.
Which brings us to the end
of episode number 3.
Episode number 3, your bi-weekly dose of vitamin PC. Finally got it into my head. Vitamin PC, parallel coaching. Let us know if you've enjoyed this one, okay? The last couple have been pretty deep, pretty philosophical.
They have.
So
yeah, give us some feedback. We're loving to know that your feedback on these and how much you're enjoying it. So do reach out with us. I'll pop a link with this episode as well. Reach out to us and let us know your thoughts. And I will see you on the next episode.
See you later.
Bye.
Hi, I'm Neil Bergman.
And I'm Hayley Bergman. Over the last 10 years, we've helped thousands of fitness professionals to get qualified, learn with simplicity, and coach clients with confidence.
We're the first to say that learning and being a FitPro doesn't have to be hard work, and that with the right structure, support and resources, you can become a confident and knowledgeable fitness professional that is dedicated to more.
So how do you learn, qualify and kickstart as a FitPro? This is the FitPro Sessions podcast with Parallel Coaching.